Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We will continue our lecture where we were last time discussing about the statistics and probability. What we have discussed in our last lecture was the displaying the data. How will you display your data? And now our aim is to read more about the various charts, tabulation, simple bar chart, component bar chart, multiple bar chart, pie chart. As indicated in our lecture, there are two broad categories of data. As you already know, there are two categories of data, that is qualitative data and quantitative data. A variety of methods exist for summarizing and describing these two types of data. The tree diagram below present an outline of various techniques. These all are the techniques you can use in order to represent these two types of data, that is qualitative and quantitative data. There are various univariate frequency table, bivariate frequency table. Then univariate can be represented in percentages, pie chart, bar chart. Bivariate frequency table can be represented in component bar chart, multiple bar chart. Quantitative are of the two type, discrete and continuous. If it's a discrete, then you will use frequency distribution and line chart. If quantitative is of the type of continuous, then you will use frequency distribution, histogram, frequency for frequency polygon, frequency curve. You should notice this table. This table is to be discussed from now onwards. You will learn about univariate frequency table, percentage, pie chart, bar chart. As I have already told you about the pie chart, bar chart, and the percentages which we will be using in the table, and bivariate frequency table, component bar chart, multiple bar charts. If the data is discrete, then there is two types of discussion: frequency distribution and line chart. If the data is continuous, then you will discuss about frequency distribution, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve. Now, in today's lecture, we will be dealing with various techniques for summarizing and describing qualitative data, as we have already discussed this topic in our last lecture. Qualitative data means univariate frequency table, bivariate frequency table. Univariate is more discussed in percentages, pie chart, bar chart, whereas bivariate frequency table is component bar chart and multiple bar chart. We will begin with univariate situation and we'll proceed to the bivariate situation. Okay. Example is there. Suppose that we are carrying out a survey of a student, of first year student in a co-educational college of Lahore. Suppose we are getting a survey of first year student in any college. You can say that Lahore, in any college like Superior College in Sindh. Suppose that in all there are 1,200 students of first year in the law in this large college. If you are saying that there are 1,200 first year students, we wish to determine what proportion. As I have already told you, proportion is that, for example, there are 100 students in a college and 40 are girls, 60 are boys. Then the proportion is 40 hours 100 and 60 over 100. That is the basically what proportion, like in percentages. How much of one category is of the total, and how much the second category is of the total, if there are two types of categories. We wish to determine what proportion of these students have come from Urdu medium schools and what proportion has come from English medium schools. If you are studying in Sindh University of Jamshoro, you can say that if you wish to determine what proportion of these students have come from Urdu medium schools, English medium school, and Sindhi medium schools, you can go and you can gather this type of data, and you can more tell us about the numbers. So we will interview the student and we will inquire from each one of them about their schooling. We will ask about the schooling. Are you from English medium? Are you from Hindi medium? Are you from Urdu medium? As a result, we will obtain a set of data. As you can now see on the screen, we will have an array of observation as follows. Here we have taken only two observation, Urdu medium and English medium. For example, first student say that I am Urdu medium, second Urdu medium, third says I am English medium, fourth says I am Urdu, fifth student say English, sixth student say English, seventh says English, eighth say Urdu, then so on. Now the question is, what should we do with this data? What should we do this data? Let's go and explain more. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind to is to count the number of students who said Urdu medium. How many students have come from the Urdu medium schools, as well as number of students who said English medium. How many students have come from the English medium? You can categorize into the three. You can categorize into the four, like Urdu Sindhi medium, like any other medium. This will result in following table: medium of institution, Urdu, English, number of students 719, 481, 1200. There are 1200 students in total. Urdu medium students are 719, English medium students are 481. The technical term for the number given in the second column of this table, this second, okay, is the frequency. Okay, are you getting? For the qualitative data, this is the way you will get the frequency. There are various techniques for quantitative, but this is for qualitative data, how you will get the frequency. It means, what is frequency? How frequently something happens. How frequently something happens means how frequently people have come from Urdu medium, how frequently people are coming from English medium. Okay. Out of 1200 students, 719 stated that they had come from Urdu medium schools. So in this example, the frequency of the first category of responses is 719, whereas the frequency of the second category of the responses is 481. Getting my point? I'm saying that there are 1200 students. When we were gathering the data, the responses were that the people are coming from Urdu medium was 719, from English medium were coming from 481, and how much the same response occurs. 719 was the Urdu, English was 481. This is the frequency. When you add Urdu medium, English medium, you will get 1200 total frequency, because you have two options. Okay, you have two options, Urdu and English, and you will confirm that people are coming from these two languages. Like, it depends upon the survey where you are doing the survey, because languages will be increasing when you are surveying in various universities of Pakistan, various colleges of Pakistan. It is evident that the information is not as useful as if we compute the proportion or percentage of a student falling in each category. Dividing the cell frequency by the total frequency and multiplying by 100, we obtain the following. As you know that the percentage, how you get the percentage, the easy way of percentage, when you are studying in any school. Okay, you're studying in any school and you have scored 710 marks out of 1100, the percentage you can easily score like 719. Okay, or the Urdu mediums students. Okay, then you will divide it by 1200 total student. You will multiply by 100, you will get around about 59.9. Okay, this is approximately 60%. If you divide 481 by 1200, you will get 40.1. This is equivalent 40, and you will add up this, you will get 100%. Okay, this what we have just accomplished is an example of univariate frequency table. Okay, pertaining to qualitative data. This is univariate situation because there is only, you can say that, the one indicator, that is you are asking about where from you are coming, Urdu medium or English. Is univariate situation. Okay, one good way of presenting the above information is in the form of pie chart. A pie chart consists of a circle which is divided into two or more parts in accordance with the number of distinct categories that we are in our data. This is the one question, and you have two options. Okay, more the question will be, you will move towards the other form of data. For the example that we have just considered, the circle is divided into two sectors because you have two options, that is Urdu or English. The largest sector pertaining to the student coming from Urdu medium school, and the smaller sector pertaining to the student coming from English medium school. How do we decide where we should cut the circle? That was in our last lecture. I was saying you that I will tell you about later. How do we now? The answer is very simple. All we have to do is to divide the cell frequency by total frequency and multiply by the circumference of the circle, that is 360. This process will give us the exact value of angle at which we should cut the circle. Let's see what we were saying. We were saying all we have to do the cell frequency by the total frequency. Okay. For example, Urdu medium 719 is a cell frequency. Okay. Divided by the total frequency is 1200. Okay, and we will multiply by 360. You will get 215.69, that is approximately 215.7. Likewise, what will you do? You will again go for the second sector, 481. Okay, 481 divided by the 1200, and you will multiply 360. You will get 144.29, approximately 30. This is how you will get this angle. You will draw the angle here. This is the angle that I have already told you in previous lecture, that we will discuss in this lecture about how to draw this angle. Okay, simple bar chart. The next diagram to consider is the simple bar chart. A simple bar chart consists of horizontal or vertical bars of equal width and length proportional to the values they represent. Like this, the vertical lines you can see here will be okay. You can see these are basically the vertical lines. As the basis of comparison is one dimensional, you can see that the one dimension only one category is there in turnover, because the turnover is a single, and the year and the turnover. This is the one category. The width of this bar have no mathematical significance, but are taken in order to make the chart look attractive. Suppose we have available to us information regarding the turnover of a company for 5 years. In 1965, the turnover was 35,000. In 1966, the turnover was 42,000. 1967 was 43,500. 1968, 48,000. 1969, 48,500. Now, in order to represent the above information in the form of bar chart, all we have to do is to take the year along the x-axis. You will represent here years, and the turnover you will represent on the y-axis. Next, again, each year we will draw vertical bar of equal width. You will draw here the vertical bar of equal width, uh, showing that in 1965 what was the turnover, in 1966 what will be the turnover. As a result, we obtain a simple and attractive diagram as shown below. When our values do not relate to time, they should be arranged in ascending or descending order before charting. You can see here in 1965 the turnover was 35,000. Okay, and 1965 66 was 42,000. You can see this has been arranged in ascending orders. Okay, you can see that 1967, 1968, and 1969 was 48 48,500. You can see this represent here. Okay, what we have just considered was the univariate situation. This was univariant in each of the two examples that we have discussed. We were dealing with one single variable. Okay, only was there was one single variable. In our first example, our variable was the medium of institutions, and second example is the turnover. This is the single variable. In the first example of first year student of college, our alone variable of interest was medium of schooling. Okay, and in the second example, our one is single variable of interest was turnover. Now let us expand the discussion a little and consider bivariate situation. I've already told you about univariant situation means only single variable. Bivariant means more than one. Okay, means two. Going back to the example of first year student, suppose that along with the inquiry about the medium of institution, you are also recording the sex of the student. It means gender of the student. Either he is a male, either he is a female. Suppose that our survey result in the following information: first student, second, third, first medium Urdu, and the gender is female. Second is Urdu, the gender is male. Third is English, the gender is male. Likewise, this is given. Now this is a bivariate situation. We have two variable, okay, medium and a gender. Medium of schooling and sex of the student or gender of the student. In order to summarize the above information, we will construct a table containing a box head and a stub as shown below. Okay, you can see here. This is the gender, sex of the student. Okay, is a male here, female, male, and female. This is Urdu English medium. Okay, this is basically this box will be here written as the gender, male and female. This is medium Urdu English. The top row of this kind of table is known as the box head, and the first column of the table is known as a stub. And next, we will count the number of students falling in each of the five categories. Okay, you can see the same question we are repeating. Number one, male student coming from Urdu medium or school. This represent these are the male students who are coming from Urdu is 202. K. Female students who are 517 who are coming from Urdu medium. This is different. We have differentiate between the language and the gender. The language is same and the gender is changed. Now male student are 350 who are coming from English, and the female student are 131 who are coming from the English. And you will add up total student and will get the same result. What we have just accomplished is an example of bivariate frequency table pertaining to two qualitative variables. And you can see here that the frequency, the number of times the male students who are coming from Urdu is appear to be 202. This is the two type. There are two frequencies: 202, 350, 517, 131. This is basically the two types of frequency you are witnessing in this examples. Last example, it was only a single frequency. Okay. Now, component bar chart. Let us now consider how we will depict the above information diagrammatically. This can be accomplished by constructing the component bar chart, also known as a subdivided bar chart. Bar chart, if we divide the bar chart, you will get the component bar chart. And in this above figure, each bar has been divided into two parts. The first bar represents the total number of male students, whereas the second bar represents the total number of female students. Okay, this is a male, this is a female, and you can see here that the English, the students who are coming from the English medium schools and who are male are round about four, and round about that is what I was saying, that male student English medium, male student English medium 350, okay, 350, and the remaining are basically male who are coming from Urdu is 202. 202 add up and you will get the total figure. Okay, here we have add up 552, total is 552 here. And the first page is this is how you will see that the numbers showing in this bar are male and female student. Blue color shows the student who are coming from the English medium, and the white is showing that the student are coming from the Urdu medium. In both colors, male and females have been also added. This is the component bar chart. As far as medium of schooling is concerned, the lower part of each bar represent the student coming from English medium schools. Okay, lower part that the male and female that is in a blue color are showing coming from the English medium schools, whereas the upper part of each bar represent the student coming from the Urdu medium school. This upper part is showing a student coming from the Urdu medium schools. The advantage of this kind of diagram is that we are able to ascertain the situation of both variable at a glance. In one shot, you can represent both categories. This is the advantage as compared to if you draw both charts separately. We can compare the number of male student in the college with the number of female student, and at the same time we can compare the number of English medium students among the male with the number of English medium student among the female. This is basically the advantages of the component bar chart. Then you have multiple bar charts. Okay, the next diagram is to consider in the multiple bar chart. Let us consider an example. Suppose we have information regarding the import and exports of Pakistan from year 1970 to 71 to 1974 to 75 as shown in the table below. This was the situation of import in 1970 to 71 is 370 crore, and in export it was 200. This is the source has been taken from State Bank of Pakistan. In 1974 to 1960, 74 to 75 is again showing here. One more thing is that if a multiple bar chart is very useful and effective way of presenting this kind of information. Okay, multiple this kind of chart consists of set of grouped bars. Okay, group bars, the length of which are proportionate to the value of our variable, and each of which is shaded or colored differently in order to aid in identification. With reference to the above example, we obtain the multiple bar chart, which will be shown below. Okay, we are showing now the multiple bar chart. The multiple bar chart is this is your let's see that. This is very good device for the comparison of two different kind of informations. If in addition to the information regarding import and export, we had also information regarding products, we could have compared them from each year to year by grouping the three different. Okay. The question is, what is the basic difference between a component bar chart and multiple bar chart? Component bar chart should be used when we have available to us information regarding total and their components. Okay. For example, the total number of male students, out of which some are Urdu and some are English medium. The number of Urdu medium male student and the number of English medium male student add up to give up the total. This is the difference between both. On the contrary, in the example of export and import, the import and export do not add up to give us the totality of the something. Okay, you are getting my point. You will use component bar chart means component of a single thing. Okay, component, because we are making the components of one variable. Okay, component, this is what, and which will add up and give you the total figure. Okay, but you can see that in import and export you cannot add import and export and you will get the total. This is the difference situation. Once again, I will repeat the word that, for example, the total number of male students, out of which some are Urdu and some are English. The number of Urdu medium student and the number of English medium student add up to give us a total number of male student. If you will get Urdu medium and English medium who are male, and you will add and you will get the total student. On the other hand, in the example of exports and import, the import and export do not add up to give us the totality of something. This is the difference between component bar chart and multiple bar chart. In 1971, this is the situation of import. 1971, this is the situation of export. You cannot both, you will draw these both uh, chart in a single, like in multi, like in component bar chart. That was the basically the same category was divided. If the import was divided like in other things, that you can say that this is the difference between multiple bar chart and the component bar chart. Then this was a related lecture to our last lecture, and I have gone through the lecture that is was studied from type of data, qualitative, quantitative, and we have discussed about qualitative data, pie chart, and then a simple bar chart, then bivariate univariate situation, bivariate situation, component bar chart, and the multiple charts, and the difference between component and multiple bar charts. Now in next class we will discuss about more topics related to our subject. I hope you have understand what we were trying to discuss. If you have any difficulty you can ask. Thank you very much.